You don't need to pull over and ask for directions, just pay attention. You're in man land.
This is a segment that celebrates being a guy. If you're gonna have a man cave, you gotta have a big screen TV. You gotta have a fridge, maybe some foosball. How about ping pong? Maybe a Beatles collection. Let's check it out. So now, Dave, we worked hard over at the Lobster Trap. We learned all about lobsters. Now it's time, after a hard day's work or a hard day's night, to come home to the man cave, which is a Beatles theme.
Great. It's a lot warmer here than it was in that lobster boat.
Absolutely. How did you conceptualize, I guess, this man cave?
You know, I had this collection in boxes for years, and my wife said to me, we should put it up somewhere. So I said, you know, let's get the basement finished, and we'll do it.
Right. Now, Dave, why the Beatles? Obviously, one of the greatest rock bands, if not the greatest band of all time.
My brother is 10 years older than I. I'm 44, he's 54, and very influential in my formative years with music.
Sure.
Bought me my first Beatles album in '69, Abbey Road. And since then, I thought that the pictures were cool, the songs obviously I thought were cool, and growing up, whenever there was a time in my life, if I was in high school and I broke up with a girl, or if I found a girl, I could always find out of the vast collection a Beatles song that went along with that.
Paul, John, Ringo, we thank you all for that. It is true. I mean, everybody growing up in some shape or form has been influenced by the Beatles. Let's have a look at your collection.
All right, great. Yeah, what I tried to do with this wall is I started with the American albums, all the American releases, because the albums that were released in America were far different from the albums that were released in London. So of all the albums up here on the wall, collectors-wise, you know, the big three, Sgt. Pepper, Magical Mystery Tour, and the White Album. One of the most imitated covers in all of rock and roll was the Sgt. Pepper cover, followed by the Magical Mystery Tour cover. When they get to the White Album, I guess they get tired of all the show. Very plain. The actual title of that album is The Beatles. And the last one, which is pretty cool, is the Abbey Road album. And this is a bootleg of it where they're actually walking in the opposite direction.
You know, we here at Grill Seekers, we're all about food, fun, and culture for all things New England. We're not going to disclose or showcase someone's age, but Dave Madden from the Lobster Trap, he's got an 8-track. And he has a Beatles lunchbox and thermos. You've got the 8-track, you've got the lunch bucket, but you've got a ping pong table.
That's right. Nobody shows me up at ping pong in my man cave.
So you're saying you are the master of your ping pong domain?
That's right. Maybe we should have at it. You know, if you've played ping pong before, you know that the amateur uses the big ball, the mid-level player, the medium ball, the pros, the small ball. And Mike Pettit from Grill Seekers, game on. Oh boy.
Just getting started. Not playing fair. Home court advantage.
You know, Mike, maybe foosball is your game.
You know, Dave, I've never played foosball. How is the game played?
Red is home, white is visitor. And there's only one rule, you can't spin them.
Still a white round ball, but this is a different game.
Pettit in the corner, he puts it in front. Puts it back in the corner again. Out in front of the net. Oh, big save! Oh, scores!
I'm holding on to this net.
Score!
I had no luck at ping pong. I didn't fare much better at foosball, but we're in the Beatles man cave. Could we just move on and let it be? Let's have a drink.
Sure, you're in my man cave. Let's have a drink.
Hey, we're living large and feeling like rock stars in the Beatles man cave. Yeah.
This is incredible. I mean, we could start our own band, but you'd marry Oko Yono and ruin it.
Oko Yono.
What did I call her?
Oko Yono.
Oh, what did I call her?
Oko Yono.
Oko Yono.
It's Yoko Ono.
That's a no-no.
Okoyono is the gorilla that signs.
So Dave, you're like the fifth Beatle. You could have been in the band, been on tour, had your own non-action figure.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, do you play an instrument? So you've got the man cave, you've got the foosball, you've got the ping pong, you've got a big screen TV. You've got it all.
And more importantly, I have the remote.
Hey, thanks, Dave. You've got it all. A great Beatles collection. That 8-track, that'll be our little secret. But we had fun with the ping pong, then the foosball. We worked up a sweat, washed it all down with a man drink. We checked out your big TV. And that calls for a high five.
We're having a good time in the man cave with Dave Madden. More Grill Seekers coming up.